It's time for another Out of Bounds Rewind with Bo Bounds on ESPN 105.9, The Zone.
I thought the moment proved to be a little bit too big for Mississippi State. We talked about how the pressure was on LSU, but I think in some respects maybe we underscored, this was a chance for Mississippi State to take a step on a national stage on the road against a very talented LSU team. And this is not a great team yet. They may be a really good team by the end of the year, but LSU's never going to trot trash out there. I mean, right?
No.
You know this, Bo. I mean,
They
they're
have
top 10
dudes.
recruiter.
Oh,
exactly.
man.
And you have a chance. And I think that's the thing that Mississippi State fans feel today. It's like the first loss is always tough. It's always tough. But the reality of this is this was a chance for State to maybe take a step from, hey, it's going to be a good year to potentially be a great year, because you don't get that LSU team that is beatable in Tiger Stadium very often. And you had a chance and you didn't take full advantage.
Okay. Well, if I agree with you, the moment was too big for a veteran-laden team. So what did they do? I mean, what is it? Is it coaching? Is it off-season stuff? Is it practice? Is it not the right players? Because I thought the moment was too big last year in the Golden Egg game, going into halftime. They couldn't catch the ball, and they got rattled, and the moment was too big. This year, you're right. It's a talented LSU team, but they're not a good team. And the moment was too big. And the muff punt, by a senior, it's just one thing. So what's your takeaway on that? Like, what is the remedy? What is the solution for when it's a close A&M game, Arkansas game, Auburn, Kentucky, and Ole Miss? These are all winnable games, but you can't make a bunch of mistakes and the moment can't be too big. What's the solution, Steve?
Well, I don't think it is just one thing. I think, number one, I think you play that game at home. I think that helps a little bit too. But some of it's recruiting, some of it's recruiting, some of it's development, and it's a little more complicated than just saying, hey, this is the one thing. I mean, you got to get some better players. And I think part of that, is involved with NIL, and there's a lot of that too. I think about with a lot of people that are complaining today have done nothing with NIL. They've not contributed to the Bulldog Initiative. They have not, set up monthly payments. They've not made contributions. They've just been to Walmart and bought a T-shirt and called themselves a Mississippi State fan and think, hey, take me seriously. And so, if you're one of those people that are like, hey, we need to make the next step, I think you got to do some self-evaluation and say, okay, well, what am I doing? I need Mike Leach to do this, and I need Ra Thomas to do this. Okay, well, what are you doing? What are you doing to make that job easier for everybody involved? And there is a collective responsibility here, and ultimately, it's Mike Leach getting paid $5.5 million a year, and so he's got to find the dudes, he's got to develop the dudes, and then when these moments come, they got to be prepared. And at the end of the day, it's like I read these things online sometimes, and of course, that and 50 cents will get you a cup of coffee at the Delo truck stop. But the reality of it is Mike Leach's got to get these guys ready to play, and Mike knows this. But the guys have to go out and execute. If Mike and us guys can design plays and get guys open on the road at LSU, you got to catch football. It's as simple as that. And Mike Leach can't go catch it for them, but Mike Leach has got to recruit the guys that are going to make those plays.
Don't miss one moment of the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds. Weekdays, 7 a.m. till 10 a.m. on ESPN 105.9, The Zone.